Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, Uncle Greg, aka the Free American Spirit. In today's video, we're going to do an unboxing of the Blackstone 22-inch portable griddle. And I'm also going to give you some reasons why I decided to buy this particular model, and maybe even do the assembly for you, so you can do it real easy on yourself. So hang with me. We'll be right back. Well, thank you, Mr. Greg, for sponsoring yourself. Hey, if it's your first time here, people, please hit that thumbs up button, which means you like me, or leave a nasty comment if you don't like me. Please put a link to the whatever I'm using in the video, and you can also have a link to my Amazon, which you can buy anything you want, no extra cost to you, but helps me bring you videos like this. And don't forget, most importantly, share the video with your friends and family so my channel will grow and you'll get more videos. It's as simple as that. So let's get on with it. Okay, here we are in the box. First thing is, there's the adapter I told you about. It's not very long, but it has that special end that'll screw right into the fitting on the side, and that goes to your propane side. A 17th or 30-inch griddle manual. We'll get into that later because we all know how I like to read instructions. I have no idea what's in the little mystery box here, but we'll find out when I assemble it. And of course, right on top is the stand. So let me pull the stand out and I'll be right back at you. Looks like the assembly of this grill is going to be, or stand is going to be pretty simple. Basically, you'll need some wire snips to cut these zip ties, or you can take a knife like this and push it down in there where that little tab is and get the tab away from this slotted part here, and pull that while you hold it open and save those two zip ties. Sorry about that, my little Gibble batteries went dead, so now everything's going to be shaky. But speaking of Mom, if you know mother's spit always cleans everything, my mama decided to take my eyebrows and paste them down. That's what these Italian women do to my old man eyebrows so they weren't sticking up. And I said, my subscribers don't care about my eyebrows, but hey, leave a comment down there and let me know if my eyebrows bother you. Okay, back to what we're doing. Just to let you know, the little table here is fully assembled. Basically, turn it upside down, loosen this little thumb screw, and then these will, you can pull these up. They have 4 little notches that you'll see. So you can adjust all the legs to wherever you want. You just slide it down to whatever notch and tighten that back up. I chose the 4th one. One of the reasons I picked this model over the 17-inch model is because of this stand. 17-inch model doesn't have a stand. So when you fold these up, they click in place. All you have to do is pull this out, and then you can fold them back up when you want to travel. Other than that, it's fully assembled, like I said. The nice thing about these adjustable legs are, if you're on a concrete patio or something and it's a little uneven, you know, you don't have to be right on those notches I showed you. You can just make one leg, you know, higher or lower to level it out. I like that. In that little mystery box is the little grease catcher. We'll get to that in just a moment. Okay, inside the box is the grill itself and more packing material. Now, it's a real pain to get these things out of here because they're heavy. But once you get these blocks out, you should have plenty of room with no problem to get them out. Just slide it forward. But usually what I do is I'll take these flaps and flap them back like this, and then slowly tip it over on the ground, you know, after I put a nice towel or something down, not to scratch anything, then to lift the box off. But in this case, I'm just going to muscle it out of there because, you know, I'm in my 60s and that's what you do. You don't pay attention to easy ways of doing things. Okay, I picked up this end of the grill because that's a bag, so I'll lift it out of there. And I'm going to cut that with a knife. Has tape going all the way around it. But some people may want to leave that tape on there till they get it up so the lid don't come flying open. But I live dangerously. Okay, overall it came out pretty easily. Just a couple little scratches right there and there. I don't know how that happened. It's not from me. It was during shipping, but it's not that big of a deal. Another reason why I picked this model is it has a hood. On some of the bigger ones, you have to actually buy the hood separate or whatnot. So I like that because unlike the infrared grill, I can shut this hood and, you know, steam things up, or not steam it, but heat it up quicker, melt cheese and that kind of stuff on top of a burger way faster than if you just left it open. Opening up the lid, you got another mystery box. I have no idea what that'll be, but we'll get to that. You have the griddle itself, which is already sitting in place. So I'm thinking that in the mystery box there's the handle and probably the little feet for the grill itself. Stand by. This is underneath the griddle. I have that sitting over there. I'll show you in just a second so I can unpack it. But I like these little H burner assemblies. It really distributes the heat evenly. That's another reason I picked this over a 17-inch, because I told you 2 burners. And it has its own igniter here, and that side has its own igniter there. So you don't have to light this one first and that one. And I think that little H assembly may help distribute some of those flames under the grill a little better. That's the connection for the, and a little regulator for the 1-pound tanks, which will screw on here a little later. Yep. I'm gonna email them, ask them if I can chop this off and just use a 3/8 direct coupling there. I'll find out fitting and run it from a little bit bigger tank with a good regulator so I don't have to swap out tanks. But everything's fully assembled right there, and let's go over. This is the griddle. It's the bottom of it. Let me get these things off and I'll show you what it looks like. This griddle does come pre-seasoned, meaning it has oil around it. You know, they heat it up and put some oil prior to shipping so there's no rust. However, you will want to wash it down and heat it up to dry it and then re-season it yourself. So give me a moment and I'll talk more about the griddle. This is a large area. That's the front of the griddle. This is the back. And one of the main reasons I bought this was their new grease management system. So this sticks out the back and you can see it's curved. And if you look at it from this angle, which nobody ever shows, it slants down just a little bit. In the older grills, they used to be in the front and run off the sides. So this is kind of nice. Hopefully this is sticking out long enough and has enough little slant. So you might want to, when you put yours together, make sure, you know, that it's dripping into that cup, because before, you know, water and grease cling, or oil, you know, you don't want it to run this way and then run along here and go all over the place and be nasty. But that's a big improvement theoretically. We'll find out when I do the 8-month review or whatever after cooking on it a bunch. But this has all been seasoned down. I'm going to wash it down, re-season it. Maybe I'll do a video on that. And on the bottom, they welded these in place. I don't know if those will really distribute heat any better, but I'm assuming it's to really help that griddle not warp, would be my guess. So this just sits on top of that other part, the burner part. So let's get over there and look at that. Another pro tip for you. Everybody knows that the best time to assemble a steel grill or griddle is while it's raining. What could possibly go wrong when it's raining? Okay, mystery box is open. Inside we got the handle, and each side of the handle has a Phillips head screw, so you'll need a Phillips head screwdriver to put that on. That's pretty easy. And again, this is really packed well, just like the rest of the boxes were. And what else we got here? Oh, that's the side table. That just, see those big holes? I don't know if you can see them or not, but I'll show you how to put that on. But you basically line it up on the big holes and slide it down, and it catches on there, and the head of the bolts won't slide through. Oh, and you got 4 little legs you got to screw on the bottom of that burner box down there, which then sets in these holes right here on the stand. So let's get to it. Okay guys, like I said, put this little table on. You're going to line up those big holes on the bottom with these 4 nuts on both sides. Look at there, one-handed. Easy peasy. Oh my God, they had to go make it all complicated. Yep, you're gonna have to take a Phillips head, unscrew that screw, unscrew that screw. So you gotta take them out and then screw them back up. What's up with that? Now keep in mind, you see these little washers right here? These go on the outside, not on the inside. Just to let you know, on these screws, they have applied some blue lock seal. So it'll be a little tough to put them in there, but that keeps them from vibrating and coming out later. That's a good thing. Now I'm using a manual screwdriver. Remember, if you're using an electric screwdriver, you know, put the setting down low so once these tighten up, you don't mash these so tight. Hold this screw with one hand underneath, slide the washer over, then you'll put that on there. Let's see if we can get that. This is highly technical stuff. Yep, and then you just kind of hand snug it because you need room. You don't want to tighten it down to get the other one in on this side. Do the same on this side and then tighten them down. Now that I've got the handle installed, looks pretty good. I need to turn this over to put the legs on. So I'm going to shut the lid. I have a plastic table this is sitting on. I'm going to carefully turn it up on end like that. If you don't have a plastic table, you don't want to scratch it, put a blanket down or on your carpet in your house or whatever and turn it over. Just be careful to hold this while you do it so it doesn't flop open and bang on something. Alright, so I took the 4 little legs out. They got screws in them and somewhere they attach. Maybe I should look over there at the directions. Directions? I don't need no stinking directions because I are a genius. Alright, it's real simple, guys. There's just 4 little screws in there, and you take each one and you just got to snug them in by hand. How simple is that? The last part of the main assembly, other than sticking the grill on the stand, is to assemble the gas. Now that's where you would screw a 1-pound bottle, and so this end has threads. And see that little hole there? Just slides on there, and then you would tighten it down. Okay, now one thing I want to point out, this is going down. Your bottle won't fit all the way down, so you have to tilt it a little bit like that. Unless your grill is towards the end of a table, then it's best to have it all the way down because you have vapor going up. If not, and this is over the table, then you would want it like this, slanted. What you don't want to do is have it like that, where this is pointing up and putting your bottle on, because it's not going to work good. Okay, so try to keep it slanted, or if you're at the end of the table, all the way down. There's a picture showing the 1-pound tank properly installed. See, it's at an angle, and then unlike me, they put it on the way you're supposed to put it on, I guess, and they have the tube hanging over the side table there. I guess that'd take up a little space, is why I didn't do it that way, but maybe, you know, that makes the hose less heavy. But if you're going to use, instead of the 1-pound bottle that screws in there, if you're going to use this to hook to your 20-pound tank, then this end would screw into there. See, it moves up. So you stick that in and move it up and screw it in. Hold that while you do it. And the other end there, which is this end, if I can get a hold of it, goes to the 20-pound tank. Now keep in mind, always shut your 20-pound tank off, or always disconnect this when you're done. That's what they say to do. A lot of people leave them. Well, here, which I didn't read the manual, but if you look, they gave you a zip tie, or if you saved your zip ties, you know, no matter how you put this, it's always a good idea to zip tie this like this to take the stress off of this part. And that's what I'll do right now. Here you can see I used a zip tie from the one that I saved when I took the packaging apart, so I didn't use the new one. But anyways, get you some wire snips, cut that flush. You can put yours anywhere, just put it above this, so if you have to adjust, you don't have to cut it off from here. But it really depends on how close you can get your tank, which it's a 20-pound tank. It'll fit right under there, and that'll hook together, man. So I always leave this end connected to the tank, but that end you'll want to cover up. You don't want bugs and stuff to get in there and mess up that little orifice down there, if you can see that orifice. So one way you can do it is with a little plastic bag, or you can save this piece that you took off and remember to cap it. On that one, you really don't have much of a choice. You got to kind of put a little bag over it and just tie it off with a twisty tie. You just don't want bugs or rust or anything to get up in there and impede your flow. So once this is where you want it, just hold it in place and then snug this down real good. Of course, once all of your gas is hooked up the way you want, take a little spray bottle, put a bunch of liquid soap like Dawn in it. You know, you only need a tablespoon of soap and a tablespoon or so of whatever water. Shake it up real good so it's kind of liquidy, nasty, soapy, and you'll spray it all over here. And if there's anywhere you have a connection, if there's a gas leak, boy, I keep hiccuping. If there's a gas leak, it'll bubble up. So just make sure you have no gas leaks. Now that you're ready to set this onto the table you assembled, these 4 little legs, you're just going to carry it over, and they're going to plop right into these 4 little holes here. Okay, so you'll set it down easy and just move it back and forth till you find the holes line up and set it down. Okay guys, so what I did was, I think you're supposed to mount this the other way so Blackstone shows, but maybe not. Maybe it's designed to go that way, but this is the way I mounted it. This sticks out past here. The bottle can hang straight down, or I can tie into my big tank. That puts my shelf on the left. When you're handling this and moving it back and forth to get it in those legs, don't hold it by the hood. You know, you might bend or warp the hood. Make sure you're holding it here and here, and easily move it back and forth. The griddle sits down in place just like the burner box did on the table, except for this is sitting on top of the burner box. So you have 4 little legs there, you got 4 here, and you just got to be careful. Hold it with 2 hands and look underneath while you're setting it down and set it right in place so you're not scratching up the finish. Okay guys, just a reminder, when you put this adapter on, make sure you push that all the way in. You see how this threads move? If you don't, if you try to do it like this, you may not get the threads all the way in. You'll get real aggravated. So push that all the way in first, like that. Then put the threads in. Make sure that it's going easily. You don't want to booger up the threads because they're fine threads. And snug that up really, really good. And you're done, other than hooking that to the big tank. Don't forget to snug that up really, really good after you're messing around with that. And another little pro tip for you. Peel the darn sticker off before you fire it up. All right, kids. So this is why people wait till the end of the video, because I lied. There's a very, very last step, which is putting the grease tray. See that slot there? Oops. Stick that up and you hook it on. So I'll probably have to open up the hood, stick it in there, and it hangs on. Hold on. And there you go. So later I'll do a video maybe of how to season it. Like I said, you do have to clean it up a little bit because of shipping stuff on there. Some people just grill right off the bat. It is seasoned, but I'm gonna wash it once, use a little bit of water, warm it up, some mild soap, and that'll be the only time I put soap on it after I rinse it off. Then I'll turn it on, let it dry out. Then once it dries out, coat it all with oil while it's still warm, not blazing hot. Don't go burn yourself, but pretty dang warm. And that's what I'm fixing to do with this old griddle that I use on my other grill. I need to clean that, but I decided to give it a little acid bath and some vinegar water. It's half vinegar, half water, because there's rust on the other side. I cooked on the other grill last night, and I forgot to wipe that all off, clean it, and re-oil it. And so it just got a little bit of rust on it, so I'll scrub all that down and re-season it. But that's another video. So guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget, thumbs up. Buy anything you want at the Amazon store, because that makes videos like this possible, share the video with all your friends. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. That helps me out. Other than that, we'll see you on the next one. So have a great day, folks. Enjoy your grill and your Mother's Day.